Hey Confirmation class, it's Jim Meyer, and I'm back to go over with you the seventh commandment. So again, like we've done in the past, we're just going to quickly review these. Try to keep this video a little bit shorter. And so first commandment, you shall have no other gods. Second commandment, you should not misuse the name of the Lord your God. Third commandment, remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. And we call those all, again, the first table of the law. Getting into the second table of the law here now. Honor your father and mother. You shall not murder. And then last week we talked a little bit about you shall not commit adultery. And so today we're going to be rolling into the seventh commandment. So go to your catechisms, find the seventh commandment, and let's kind of look at that and let's read it. Seventh commandment, you shall not steal. Okay, and what does this mean? We should fear and love God so that we do not take our neighbor's money or possessions or get them in any dishonest way, but help them to improve and protect their possessions and income. God has created us to look after the earthly gifts that He has given to our neighbors for their life and well-being. And like we talked about a couple weeks ago, our neighbors is everybody. It's not just the neighbor living next door to us. It's not just our friends at school or the classmates and people on our sports teams. It's everybody. And so we need to be looking to support those people. And we don't take their stuff. I mean, it's really kind of comes down to that. How do we break this commandment? Okay, first way, stealing our neighbor's possessions and money. I mean, obviously, that is against the commandment. That's kind of the gist of it. That we look to help our neighbor keep their stuff and we don't take it. Okay, so that's the first one. Being lazy and sloppy when we're working as an employee. When you get a job, or if you have a job right now, if you're lazy about it and instead of doing a job that takes you 1 hour to do and you spread it out to go 6 hours, that's being lazy, that's being sloppy, that's breaking the seventh commandment. Those kinds of things. And the final one, acquiring goods by dishonest fraud or taking advantage of others. If we obtain things but we do it in a very dishonest way, that is not okay. Okay, a great kind of illustration of that is taking advantage of your little brother or sister, especially Halloween time. When they've gotten a couple Skittles or Starbursts, which is my favorite candy, and there you get those from them, and kind of by giving them the Baby Ruths and the stuff that you don't like, but you con them into getting it. That's not okay, and that'd be stealing. That's breaking that seventh commandment. What else is included in this commandment? Our neighbor's property does include intellectual property, such as writing his ideas, so plagiarism, getting things like that. That's dishonest. It also could include music, software, movies, and stuff like that. Identity theft, stealing their own personal information and using it for your benefit. That's all kind of stealing and getting things illegally. You see that disclaimer on movies about being, illegally downloading movies when we go to the movies now. That is stealing. Okay, not okay. How do we keep this commandment? God has provided us with all that we need. Our earthly goods so that we can live this life and we don't have to be looking to get things in a dishonest way. We look at that, when we talk about the first article in the Apostles' Creed, all the benefits that God has given us. And to look at those things and not to be appreciative of the things that God has given us and not being able to look for other things to get and doing that in a very dishonest way. God has given us a brain. And He wants us to use it and abilities, and He wants us to use those abilities, now as 6th and 7th graders, but eventually when you have to get a job, that you use those gifts and abilities, that you earn your income, and then you provide for your family using the God-given gifts that you have. God also wants us to look out for those neighbors because there are people around us who are less fortunate. For whatever reason they don't have the means to support themselves. And so we need to be looking to use our gifts. They're included as our neighbors, and we need to be looking for ways that we can support them as God's children. And how can we use some of the gifts that God has given us to help them out? Okay, short little video, thou shalt not steal, kind of thinking about things. If you've got situations that are coming up in your life that you want to bring to class, please do it. Talk to Pastor Matt, talk to Pastor Bob, and let's get into the seventh commandment a little bit more about thou shalt not stealing. All right, thanks guys. Have a great day.